This is Todd C. Guzzi. He goes by Chris Todd. Honestly, he goes by a lot of names, bro. Like, bro has a different name each and every day. Like, whenever he drops something new, a professional project, bro, he has a new name attached to that project. And we will find out exactly why he keeps changing his name shortly. He's currently the talk of the town on TikTok, Twitter, and social media. Everybody is talking about this dude and the book he recently released. So he released a book on Amazon called Kim's Lost Words. Now, this man claims that this is Kim Porter's lost journal, that this is a journal that Kim Porter was keeping, documenting, and writing all her experiences throughout her entire time dating Diddy. This was supposed to be Kim Porter's memoir, autobiography, that Kim Porter never got to release, but somehow he got his hands on it. He got possession of it because, he got sent the book or the diary from Kim Porter's friends, who he can't name, by the way. Smart people automatically had their antennas up when they heard this dude speak, because it didn't make sense whatsoever. Her friends wanting him to put this out without the permission of her family, and all the proceeds of money is going to him and none is going to her family is absolutely insane. So a lot of people were skeptical, but people began to get more skeptical when they began to dig in this dude's past and discovered, okay, like, this man has done this before. He's done multiple murder mysteries. He's done multiple books that's been sketchy, including one of the books where he recently released, where he claims that, the second person that helped OJ murder his victims confessed to him.
Raging Hard is the best book to read to understand OJ's relationships with the mob guys. He only went to college for 2 years, just 2 years at JUCO, 2 years at USC. And he's already meeting these shady LA mob guys right away. This OJ thing is the craziest stuff you've ever heard in your life. But that's what the LAPD did. They planted the glove behind the house. It's a classic mob setup.
My guest today is Chris Todd. Chris is a private investigator who wrote a book about the accomplice involved in the O.J. Simpson murder case. He has a confession from the killer who describes exactly how he and O.J. carried out the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman back in 1994.
Come on, son. The accomplice confessed to you, but of course, you can't give the accomplice entire identity and everybody involved. You see, he has a formula, right? He gets something mysterious, obscure. He gets a letter, he gets a book, he gets a confession, just out the blue. Because people, out of everybody on the planet, people just want him to have all the dirty scoop. And, he runs this play over and over and over again. And whenever he publishes a new book or a new movie or something else, he publishes under a different name, so people automatically don't attach the stigma that comes with him and his lies to the new work. This time around, it's Kim Porter, right? The ex-wife of Diddy. Now, it would appear, though, that he's capitalizing off the entire Diddy drama and the entire Diddy rumor. Because if somebody had the lost memoir of Kim Porter documenting abuse by Diddy, in this climate, that memoir could be sold for millions. And they're going to give it to you for free? Be for real, bruh. But that's what he claims. And per usual, he wrote the book under another alias. This time he's going by Jamal. I wonder why he put the alias Jamal. Was it to appear as if he was black, to make it more believable? So Al B. Sure and Kim's family, who's 100% sure this story is fabricated and made up, actually sent him a cease and desist. Now, when they sent him a cease and desist to stop, apparently he didn't stop, and he was committed to taking this as far as he could take it. All right. So what they did do is they reached out to Amazon. The legal team reached out to Amazon, and they sent a cease and desist to Amazon and told them to take this down. And here's how you know that Chris Todd is full of ish. So what Amazon then do after Kim Porter's family let them know, hey, bruh, that book is fake, it's fraudulent, take it down, it's not true. Amazon reached out to Chris Todd and tell Chris Todd, okay, provide us, with the tape, with the book, with any proof you have that proves that this book was written by Kim Porter or prove who gave it to you. Chris Todd couldn't provide any of that. Not one piece of evidence whatsoever. So Amazon decided that they was going to take it down. So after Amazon took down the book, he's now desperate and doing a lot of press, trying to cling on to this moment and get any last publicity he can out of this moment. But when he does press and do these interviews, he comes off even more dishonest and disingenuous. So he does one interview with Mark Lamont Hill where he said, somebody gives him the hard drive and he can't be 100% sure this is actually Kim Porter's, so why publish it? But then he says something after that makes me 100% sure this dude is just a con artist looking for a quick buck.
But my point is, someone came to you with a hard drive saying that Kim wrote it, something we don't know for sure. And
Correct.
They gave you a story that could or could not have happened. We don't know for sure. But as a journalist, you made decisions about whether you trusted it or not. Why do you trust that story enough to publish it?
Sure. First of all, I'm an investigator. That's really what I am. I say I'm an investigative journalist. I'm an investigative producer, journalist, and author.
Yes.
I am. I was also an actor and a director and a writer. I was. Okay. So there's many things. I'm not one thing. But when I do something like this, I'm an investigator. Do you think I really would just trust them? Whatever they said is true? Absolutely
I hope not. That's the question.
Absolutely not.
So how did you investigate it? What did you do?
I'm getting at that. Okay. It's the same process on all these books you see behind me. And I have a lot more cases than that. I have over 30. It's the same process. If you watch my interviews and you listen how I talk about how I investigate someone or something, I'm all over you. I don't believe you at first. And if I see any red flags, I'm out. I never saw any red flags.
Is somebody asking for money for a story from a dead person who never put out a story a red flag?
If who's asking is
if somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, there's a famous person who died, and I have a secret memoir with no authentication of it. I'll pay you. I'll sell this to you." Is that not in and of itself not a red flag?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Because see, and also I'll say this too, because people know me in the Hollywood game, and I'm unorthodox and I'm controversial, and they know people deserve to get paid.
Everyone deserves to get paid is his response to using the image and likeness of somebody who's deceased, claiming you're using their last words while they were enduring abuse at the hands of Diddy. And then you publish it. You can't confirm if it's real or not. And your response to publishing unverified claims, claiming it's Kim Porter's last word is, well, everybody deserves to get paid, bro. Man. So what? I published Kim Porter's last words, allegedly, without her family's permission, and I'm receiving all the money. We all deserve to get paid, right? Yo, you's a scumbag, bro.
Albie Shore, Kim Porter's ex-husband, has threatened legal action, calling the book fake. How do you address his challenge to the authenticity of the alleged memoir?
Al doesn't have the flash drive, so how would he know? How does he know what Kim wrote? And Al wasn't fully in Kim's life, so I'm not going to bring up some personal stuff about Albie Shore and his son and Diddy adopting him. I'm not gonna do that. But if he wants to have a conversation, have a conversation. He wants to sue Jeff Bezos. Good luck.
It's as if his thick skull isn't computing that if there was a flash drive, if this was real, the first people who deserve to know about it is Kim Porter's family. So Chris Todd telling Albie Shore and Kim Porter's family, well, you don't have the hard drive. How would you know? That's the point. Like, that's the point we're getting to. If a hard drive does exist of Kim Porter's last words, a dead woman with a family and kids, her family and kids should be in possession of her last words, and they should be the deciding factor on what to do with her last words, not you. You have no stake in hold to that. And the fact that her family doesn't know is all the is all the clues we need to know that all of this is fake. Now, it would appear that Kim Porter's, rabbit hole, like it's drying up, right? Like this whole lane of profiting off of Kim Porter's last words, like that money glitch is drying up. So it looks like he's pivoting to another scheme, right? He reveals that he is now in possession of tapes that will shut down Hollywood and music executives, hinting towards another book he's about to drop soon where he's going to lie about how somebody confessed and say on tapes all these horrible things about music executives, man. Yo, this dude have managed to not get sued for a decade now. And I wonder what his saving grace is.
There's a claim that Kim Porter kept copies of Diddy's alleged sex tapes as leverage. What evidence do you have to support this narrative?
The tapes.
So you actually have tapes?
I'm not going to do fully comment. Let's just say there's tapes that exist. Yeah.
Well, let's
flash
ponder around that.
There's
the
tapes.
Investigators in the case that is now filed,
Yes,
right, say that they're in possession of tapes. They can actually confirm that there are tapes,
Sure.
as well as baby oil, as well as all of
Sure.
the other things that they
Yes.
found.
Yeah.
And so with that, we do know from that perspective that the DA involved in the case that Diddy is now
the
facing,
federal government.
yes, the DA and the federal government have tapes.
Attorney General.
And so my question is, there's a claim that Porter kept copies of, and this is in your book,
Yes.
that she kept copies of Diddy's alleged tapes as leverage,
Yes.
right? And in making that, it would be assumed that you would, or the possession of those tapes, you've seen them, you have them, you know about them. And like I said, what evidence do you have to support the narrative?
Yes, there are tapes that exist.
Okay.
This dude is a skilled manipulator. He hints at this flash drive that apparently have tapes on the flash drive as well as Kim Porter's last words. You see, he's mixing a bunch of truths in with his cap and his BS. Because of course it's truths that Diddy has freak-offs and Diddy filmed his freak-offs, and sometimes in those freak-offs were some very powerful people. It's also truth that Diddy abused Kim Porter for years. It's also proof that the feds is in possession of some of those tapes. That's facts. But what's not true is him being in possession of some of those tapes as well. But he mixed the truth with the lies to sort of just parade this idea that he's in possession of something so powerful and he's a credible source. But if you want to know what's on those tapes, man, stay tuned for the next book.
The book alleges that Diddy kept a vault of tapes documenting his alleged sexual encounters. Was there any hard evidence that such a vault existed?
The sources say there was a vault that existed, yes. And some of the tapes were flown out of the country on a private jet. That's from the sources directly, so I have to believe them. If she's angry, if she was abused, if she's fighting back, because we know through, and I'm going to reveal some of these other things that are on the drive that discuss why she was doing it and when, okay?
So you
She
didn't.
wanted-
These are other things that you didn't include in.
Correct.
And why did you keep that out?
Correct, because I can't reveal everything at once. It's too shocking. If I was to release those tapes, the world would shut down. Okay. If I showed one of these tapes,
So
I'm telling you right now, the whole music industry and Hollywood, it would just grind down like this. They're all going to start pointing at each other like this, and it's going to be bad.
This is what happens when we don't treat mentally ill kids early. This is one of those schizophrenic kids, yo, who just went through life undetected, like went through middle school, high school, and we all just ignored how much of a pathological liar they were. We just all ignored the signs there. They came with new stories and new lies out the blue for absolutely no reason, and we just sort of ignored it. And they went through life undiagnosed, and now they are undiagnosed adults doing things like this. Sir, what makes you think we believe you, bruh? For what instance do you think would make us believe that you, out of everyone, in the world? You got the Diddy tape. You got the aha the Fed's been looking for that can implicate music executives, Hollywood executives, and tear down the entire industry. And the Feds don't got those tapes. Yo, if a tape like that was in your possession, yo, you'll be receiving a subpoena by tomorrow morning from the Feds. Cut it out.
We've already set it up. We have multiple attorneys. We know how to do it. It's not my first rodeo. I solved the greatest murder case in history, 3 of them. I know how to do it. We're going to do it, but just going to come in pieces. And there's also ways we can, let's say, not censor it, but we can kind of soften it, right? Like the whole tape doesn't have to come out. All the tape. I don't have all the tapes. There's other people that have the tapes. I can't control them. We already know they're shopping in Hollywood. We have proof of other people telling us. We actually didn't have that one they showed. So there's multiple out there. Remember, this has been going on for 30 years. So I'm not the only one who has them. I think I have specific ones that no one has. But so yeah, it's gonna be extremely shocking. We've got to be really just kind of one step at a time.
But
So,
you can confirm nor deny that what you claim to have, that no one else has, correct?
I would say this. Let's say there's 10 tapes, right?
So this is a hypothetical.
Yeah. Hypothetically, there's 10 tapes. There's a couple of those that no one has, but the flash drive has.
Also a sign this dude is a mentally ill schizophrenic. Yo, he can't just answer a direct question, yo. Yo, he never just answered the direct question. He always takes laps around the question, yo. Y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about this? You think he's telling the truth? And if you're still watching, man, click on this video here somewhere on my screen. Like somewhere here on my screen. All right. To find out how the Breakfast Club just got exposed and destroyed by this guest for saying this mid-interview. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.